Super 7 students, and welcome to math movie number 3. Just a couple of reminders. You're taking notes in your math notebook. You need to write down everything that's in purple or that has the word VIC next to it, V-I-C, very important concept. So we're starting today with math movie number 3. Perimeter and area of a rectangle is the topic, and then put today's date. By the end of this, you should be able to use the area formula for rectangles, and you should be able to label the answers with the correct unit for area. Let's get started. Perimeter. This is in purple, so you need to write it down. Perimeter is the distance around the outside of an object. So it's the distance going around the outside. Perimeter is measured in just units. So if it's inches, it's going to be measured in inches. An example, and I do want you to put this example in your notebook. If we had a rectangle that was 6 inches by 14 inches, we would have to figure out all the sides in order to find the perimeter. Since this is a rectangle, opposite sides are equal. If this side is 6 inches, that means this side is going to be 6 inches. If this side is 14 inches, that means this side is going to be 14 inches. So we add up all 4 sides of the rectangle to get the perimeter. 14 plus 14 plus 6 plus 6 equals 40 inches. Don't forget your label. Area is a little different. The area of a rectangle is the size a surface takes up. Since this is in purple, you do need to write this down. Another important thing to remember about area is it's measured in square units. The formula for area of a rectangle is length times width. An example, and I do want you to put this example in your notebook. If we had a side that was 3 inches and a side that was 5 inches, we would use the area formula for a rectangle. Area equals length times width. In this case, 5 times 3. 5 times 3 is 15. Now remember your units. In this case, it's inches. Area is measured in square units, so it's 15 inches squared. That little 2 written above at the end stands for squared. Now we're going to be playing a game in class to help with this perimeter and area of a rectangle. And there are some words that you're going to need to know. First is prime, a number that has only 2 factors, 1 and itself. Notice that I have this written as a VIC, and I do want you to write this down. Perfect square. A perfect square is a number that is a product of some number with itself. So a perfect square, for example, is the number 4, because the product of that, the numbers that you multiply them by, is 2 times 2. Another perfect square is 9, because it has 2 numbers that are the same that are multiplied together, 3 times 3. Here is another one that you need for tomorrow's game. Even numbers. An even number is a number that can be divided by 2. An odd number is the opposite of that. An odd number is a number that cannot be divided by 2. A perfect number may be your favorite number inside your head, but a perfect number is actually a type of number. It is a number that is equal to the sum of its proper divisors. Out of all the words that we're going to use in this game today, this is probably the hardest one. You got to take the numbers that can go into that number. So if we had 6, for example, the numbers that can go into 6 evenly are 1, 2, and 3. 1 times 6 is 6, so 1 is a factor. 2 times 3 is 6, so that is a factor. So we list all the factors of the number. Then we add them up. 1 plus 2 plus 3. We get 6. If those two match up, the original number and the sum of its product of proper divisors, then it is the perfect number. We will go through these again in class, but I do, as part of this assignment, want you to go to Moodle. And on Moodle, go under Math and look at the glossary. You need to choose one word defined today and enter that word with its definition into the glossary. If you're unsure of any of the words, go through and check out what a perfect number is or a perfect square is. But that's your assignment after this movie. Make sure you've got your notes. Go to Moodle, check the glossary, and choose only one word. You only need to enter one word with its definition. You can use my definition, or you can look online for other definitions that make sense to you. Just make sure that it's an accurate definition. All right, see you tomorrow.